Welcome to the Southeastern Bow Hunter Podcast. This is the Southeastern Bow Hunter Podcast.
Y'all, welcome to another episode of Southeastern Bow Hunter Podcast. In this episode, we've got Mr. Rob Chillinksy from TAC, Total Archery Challenge, on here, and we are going to talk about kind of how TAC became a thing, how it's grown so much, and get to learn a little bit more about Rob. So before we do that, got to run through the partners real quick. Let's see. The podcast is brought to you by Sportsmen's Empire, Lone Wolf Custom Gear, Osseo Gear, The Boutique, G5 Outdoors, Prime Archery, Dialed Archery, Moultrie, Bowhunting League, Whitetail Champion, which I'm going to go a little bit in depth on that one. If you guys don't know what Whitetail Champion is, or you didn't listen to last week's episode, God, if only I could talk. Whitetail Champion is this new contest that Ben has come up with that I am actually a part of. I'm not going to be competing, but me and Alex DeBoard are state representatives for Georgia. And what that means is we are tasked with trying to, I guess, get some teams together. And the way that the contest works, right? It's state specific. So you're only competing against people in your own state. So for us Georgia guys, let's say you get a 3-man team. It's $150 per person, right? So that's $450 per team. Well, what happens is that money that you pay in order to join the contest is going into a pot. So let's just say that you guys just have a great season, right? And y'all win the contest. Well, if you win the contest, if your team wins, you then get 75% of what's in the pot and you split it 3 ways. If you ask me, I think that is a great way to sort of motivate some people. I mean, I know how it is in Georgia. I know I get this way sometimes that, I will honestly, man, I'll go through season and about halfway through, I'm just kind of burnt out. Especially if I've already got one buck on the ground and maybe a couple of does, which that hasn't happened in a long time. But my point is, there's times where I just get so burnt out, right? But having this contest for those of us that maybe struggle a little bit later in the season, it's a motivation. It's a motivation for you to get out when it's cold and go try to kill that big buck. So, I'm not big on competition when it comes down to archery and all that stuff. But when it comes down to this and helping support Ben and the bow hunting league and all of that, I just couldn't say no. And it's a great group of people, and I'm really excited to see what happens with this. And I'm excited to see what team wins. So that's Whitetail Champion. You want to sign up? It is in the link description. Let's see. All right, next up we got Scrape Doctor. Gonna be getting my scrape stuff out soon. Victory Archery. I'm running the HLRs. Catalyst Archery. High quality stabilizers at an affordable price. And last but not least, Unbound Archery, the best strings on the market. So that's all the partners. This episode with Rob is going to be a lot of fun. We've been actually trying to, we have been trying to schedule this thing for like 2 months now. So, he finally had some time. I finally had some time and we made it work. So before we get into it with Rob, you guys always know I have to bring up our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. If you guys if you guys haven't given your life to him, if you haven't even really given him any time of day, right? Or you just aren't thinking about him, the way that the world is going, I really think that, we need Jesus now more than ever, right? A couple of weeks ago, I did an episode with TJ. The whole episode pretty much was us talking about our faith. And, there's good days and bad days, right? Like there's days where I am just on fire for the Lord and nothing can hold me back. And I just feel like I'm on top of a mountain. And then the next day, it's like the old me, my old self tries creeping in, right? And man, it's a struggle, right? Like even Paul, one of if not the best apostle, had a thorn in his flesh, and he asked God 3 times, "Why aren't you taking this from me?" And every time God said, "My grace is sufficient." And I feel like that's something that it can be abused in a way because how us humans are, right? Like we love the easy way out, right? And there's days where I feel like I abuse God's grace, and I personally hate that. But when you read his word, when you get in the word and you get to start your relationship with Jesus, you start to realize that you don't want to keep doing the things that you used to do. The things that are sinful, whatever it might be, you realize you feel a change, right? And I personally have felt that. There's days where let's just say I make a mistake, right? Say I do something that's sinful that I willingly did it, and then the rest of the day I'm just thinking, I'm like, man, why did I do that? I'm no better off, you know? And then I go to Jesus and he's always there. I think that's the point that I'm getting at is like Jesus Christ is always there to pick you up. He told Peter, you know, Peter asked, how many times should I forgive someone who sinned against me? 7 times? And Jesus goes, no, but I tell you 7 times, 70 times. And what that means is endless forgiveness, right? If like whenever I fall, I go straight to Jesus and I'm like, Lord, I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. Please forgive me. Help me not do it again. And I'm genuine with that, right? Like I genuinely hate the flesh and what it does and what it makes. I'm not going to say what it makes me do, but what it sort of persuades me to do, right? And it sucks, man. But having Jesus there is the only reason that I'm even able to sit in front of this screen right now and tell you guys this, because without him, I'd be living a life leading straight to death. Um, and I don't mean death of the body. So man, what Jesus has done for me, the change I've seen in myself, I really can't thank him enough. And I want to see that with you guys too. So that was kind of a long preacher moment. Sorry about that. I know a lot of you guys enjoy it. Give all the glory to God, not me, right? I don't want any of it. But look, man, Rob's waiting on us. So yeah, let's get into it with Rob Chillinsky from Total Archery Challenge. This has been 3 months in the making. Um, we got Mr. Rob Chilinsky.
You got it right somehow.
See, my last name's Chakowski, so I've had 31 years of trying to figure out how to say how to
Oh,
say
I
hard
know.
last names. So, dude, yeah. So we've been working on this episode, trying to get you on here and link up and everything for like 2 to 3 months. And thank you for coming on finally. I know today was a little hectic where I'm like, yeah, I'll be home at this time. Well, actually, it'll be this time. Oh, wait, I got to stop at CVS. Turns out it wasn't even CVS, it was Walgreens. So I went to the wrong place. And
No, thanks for having me, man. This is
yeah,
awesome. Looking forward
it's
to it.
it's been crazy, man. So you're with TAC, Total Archery Challenge.
Yes, sir.
Um, in my opinion, the biggest archery event that has ever existed. I've been to three of them, and they've all been not only exhausting and very challenging, like it's in the name, it's definitely a challenge. But they've been a
For
ton of
sure.
fun. They've been so much fun. And the people that show up there and come to these events, like they're some of those coolest people I've ever met. I met a guy last year who was shooting his bow almost, I want to say like backwards. Like he had a regular right-handed sight. He was shooting it left-handed, but his sight was backwards. I mean, like literally
Was he
flipped
hitting the
upside down.
target? Was
Yeah, he
he?
was nailing it. And I'm like, I don't even know how you're doing this. So you guys have, in my opinion, changed the archery industry completely. I mean, y'all have given an avenue for archers and bow hunters to go out and just have fun. There's no pressure. So
Well, thank you. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
dude.
it's been a wild ride to see it grow. To go from this idea that Sean had 14 years ago, like, the growth where it's at, because like it's the amount of people from all over the world, every
Yeah.
United State showing up and just people having fun. Like I always compare it to like golf. So we're like the par three of golf, where like you guys can just come out and have fun, where instead of like a competitive approach to it, where people are a little more serious.
Yeah, and like I've done one ASA event and it was fun. You know, it wasn't it was enjoyable, right? But there
Sure.
I'm such a competitive person that when I was there, especially the dude that I was with too, he was even more competitive than me because he was trying to make it. Like he was trying to be like a pro shooter. And I'm like, you could just pay $50 and be a pro shooter. But whatever. If you want to do it the hard way, that's fine. But um we went and like I think I don't even know if I hadn't even been to TAC yet. We went like a few months before I went to my first one when it was down in Georgia. And
Oh yeah, Dahlonega.
yeah, and to this day, I still say that was the hardest course. I mean, I don't know if the first time you go is your hardest time, but dude, I've been to Tennessee
That red
twice.
clay, man.
Oh my, I fell up a hill and in a creek with my brand new bow.
Ooh,
And then I punched myself in the face too because I wasn't clipped on correctly. So
man,
it was fun.
double trouble.
Yeah, it was a good time. But dude, so what I kind of want to know the history of TAC. Like, how did this become what it is?
Sure. So, it, Total Archery Challenge, our headquarters is based out of Utah.
Hmm.
So Sean DeGray, the owner, there used to be a shoot up at Snowbird Resort called Bowcast at the Bird.
Hmm.
And he just kind of bought the company, did an asset purchase, I believe, and then had this idea to spread it across the United States. Now, Sean comes from a event background. So
Okay.
he was running like the color run across the nation and like
Oh
some other
wow.
events. So event-minded person. So he that loved archery. So we're a little
Yeah.
different where we're not just archers who love events.
Yeah.
We're an event company first. So yeah, he just started planting it across different ski resorts and hoping it would pick up some traction. I met him the second year in business, I believe. I went to the Seven Springs event in PA here and shot and said, "You got to come back." And I haven't shot since. And it just kept growing and growing. It just took a while for people to come over and hang out with us.
Yeah, dude, I really I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but the event itself is just so much fun. Like the tack truck, the courses, the food. I mean, I'll tell you what, this past year I went
You're
and
supposed
we
to
did
lose weight
the
when you come to the event.
oh, I gained it all back. Don't worry. Um I we came up so I'll kind of give a little bit of background, right? Like we went to Georgia the first time. That was my first I saw all four seasons that day. It was crazy. I've
Oh
never
yeah.
seen Georgia do this. And so we show up. I have no idea what to expect. I have a bow that I've only shot maybe for a couple weeks, a brand new dialed Arxos. So that should tell you how long ago it was.
Yep.
That I didn't know how to sight in apparently. I thought I did. Right. So I show up and I've got this
I still
nice,
don't know how to. I make Scott Everett Dow set it up for me half the
yeah.
time.
It's really like I learned it now, but we're talking 3 years ago, right? So
Sure, sure,
before that, I was shooting, the maybe $100 Trophy Ridge sight. That it's pretty kind of self-explanatory, right?
sure.
And had just recently partnered up with Dialed and was really excited about it. And I sighted it in like I thought I was supposed to. We go up to tack. I've got this, I guess you could say brand new at the time I was shooting an Obsession with orange cams. And this
Oh
was
yeah.
only maybe a year. Let's see, I've been doing the podcast since 22. So if it was, yeah, maybe a year, maybe two into into podcasting. And we had some nice guests and like got to have T-Bone on, Waddell. So in my head, because I'm competitive, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna show up. Got some partners up there. It's gonna be great. I got humbled so quick because not only did I show up and nobody knew who I was, my partners barely knew who I was. Thank God the guy that I typically talk to was there, or we wouldn't even have been able to get in the booth. And so we show up to the ski resort in Dahlonega, and I didn't know Georgia had that. And I'm seeing all these hills, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be tough, because where I'm having
Yeah.
my event, it's all flat, like it's nothing. And so me and my buddy Josh hop out, we leave our bows, we go talk with people, whatever, and we start realizing like, dude, everybody's here. All the big names of like the brands are here. PSE, Prime, Hoyt, actually, I don't know if Matthews was there. Either
I
way,
don't think that year, but
well,
yeah.
either way, it was a shell shock because I've only gone before that time. I'd only gone to one event, like one show, like a trade show.
Oh yeah,
And
that's an eye opener for you.
yeah, oh dude, we worked it. It was 10 hours of just grinding work. I mean, great podcast episode, first in person one I ever did, and it was an eye opener for sure. But we go
That's
to Georgia,
awesome.
we have a great time. I get my butt kicked. I'm sore, I'm chafing, because I'm not in the best shape. My feet hurt, and I'm like, I want to do this again next year. So went to Tennessee, had a great time,
Tennessee's
dude.
Tennessee's rough too, man. That's a butt whooper.
Well, so that's the thing is like we go up there last year and it rained a lot. And that was kind of the only problem. Like, yeah, it was a
Yep.
mud pool, when you go to Vendor Village and everything, but it was so fun. And then this year,
I think Tennessee was the first time that a truck got stuck. The machine pulling the truck out got stuck, and then the bulldozer pulling the tractor that's attached to the truck got stuck. Yeah.
I remember hearing about that. And dude, it was just so fun. So like I told my wife this year because she wanted to start getting into bow hunting, or not bow hunting, but shooting her
Oh,
bow.
awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, why don't you come to TAC? We can film, we can have a good time. And so she came up this year and let me think. We did the Jack Links course the first year, which that was very difficult. And then last year we did lacrosse. It wasn't that bad. This year we decided to do Jack Links. And when we got to that 650-foot elevation change, I immediately regretted it. Um,
But you do it again. You know you
Oh,
would. So
maybe. Yeah, no, I definitely would. I don't know if she would. Because we don't have that level of mountainous area around where we live, right? Like
yeah, and that
the
the long ago was like when I did the site visit there,
yeah.
I was shocked. They're driving me around on their trail system. I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, there's way more terrain here than I expected, and
Yep.
pretty rough terrain for Georgia.
The closer you get to Tennessee and Georgia, the worse the mountains get. I mean, it really is humbling. So we go through the event. I shot the best I've ever shot, which was crazy. I didn't expect that. And then we come back up and it's like 3 or 3:30. And we waited in line for an hour and a half for food, and it was well worth it. But after that, Vendor Village was closed, and I'm like, well, tried to
We
come up
got
here
our
and
food.
network, but didn't work. But what you guys are doing, and maybe you've heard this before, but what y'all are doing with TAC is you're kind of bringing people, like myself that love to shoot bows, love to bow hunt, and are doing something in the hunting space where we can actually go and meet people that have been in this for a long time, you know?
Absolutely.
And
And
it's
that's really, I think, what's really helped the event grow and help the brands grow.
yeah,
Um, it's
it
one
gives me
thing
a
to,
it
I'm
gives me
sorry,
an
go ahead.
out. No, you're good. It gives me like a chance to where I don't have to bug these people over the email or hit them up on Instagram and be like, hey, I like what you do. Can you come on my podcast? I can actually go talk to them and be like, hey, I'm a human being. You're a human being. What's up? And then we talk, you
Absolutely.
know?
Yeah. And the amount of people like last year in Pennsylvania, like I'm a huge UFC fan,
Yeah.
MMA fan. I'm standing in line getting people to sign waivers. And I just turn my head and look up and I could just see this cauliflower ear. And I'm
Meh.
hey, it's Bo Nickel. I'm like, hey, man.
That's crazy, dude.
Hey, how you doing? Like you're saying, they're like just humans. He's just standing in line like
Yeah.
everybody else, getting checked in, ready to shoot. It's pretty cool.
When it's like Josh Jones, who I've known for a few years now, I actually got to hang out with him for a little bit last year. Never realized the dude's as tall as a tree, right? Like
Yeah,
I
he's
saw him and
super tall.
I was
And
like,
his hair, his mohawk makes him look 2 foot
oh,
taller
I
than he
know.
is,
It's
too.
ridiculous. And what's funny is I saw him in Colorado, I think either that year or the year before. I didn't know it was him, right? So I'm cruising through with the family and I think we're trying to either find a connecting flight or no. We were going to baggage claim and Josh was leaving. And I saw him across like how airports have like those little what are they called? It's kind of like it's not an elevator. It's where you walk but
Yeah,
you don't
it's the,
walk. You
the
know what I'm
speed
talking about?
walkers, the speed
Yeah, yeah,
walking.
yeah, yeah. And I see Josh and I'm like, man, ain't no way. And so I text him. I was like, yo, are you at the Colorado airport or at Denver airport right now? He's like, yeah. I was like, dude, I think I just saw you, but I wasn't sure. He's like, how do you not know it's me? I'm like, look, man, I'm not going to be like Josh Jones in an airport, you know? And so we got to
That's
hang out
funny.
and cut it up last year. And it's just what you guys are doing, man. It it's just awesome. I mean, that's the only word I can really think of. That's like
Well, thank you.
it's great. So, man,
Our the whole team, it takes a team. Yeah, so our whole team's dedicated to it, but it takes all the vendors and the shooters. We only exist because people want to come hang out. And then we
yeah.
can kind of help create this synergy that, like you don't know the energy at TAC until you show up at one. And the
Yeah.
fact that you can go talk to an owner of a company or get a little bit of insight behind this or that product, it's awesome. Like Dialed, for example, Scott came up with the idea of Dialed and the sites sitting at a TAC event.
Yeah.
It,
I remember
you
him
know,
telling me that story.
so it's super cool to see how all that stuff kind of goes full circle and people
Well,
just come have fun.
I'll tell you this. You guys are doing something right because my wife, love her to death. She does not care for hunting. I've been trying to get her to shoot a bow for years. And when she came to TAC, we left and I was like, hey, what do you think? Like, would you come back to this? And she was like, yeah, that was a lot of fun. I just don't want to do that course again. I was like, all right,
Well,
well,
that's awesome.
yeah, I was like, we can change that. So if you guys were able to change her mind, man, you guys are doing something. I'm not going to say it's a miracle, but it's miraculous. You know what I'm saying? So,
You know what? The amount of people that show up that have never shot a bow before, or is their first time shooting a bow, first time shooting 3D,
yeah.
people getting proposing to each other up on the mountain, friends getting made every day, every event from just happen to be in a group together to
Hmm.
destination events, almost like someone's going to Hawaii instead of coming to TAC. Like the amount of people that have made this like a staple of the year, it's
Oh,
super
yeah.
humbling to us, but it's super exciting to see.
Well, and it keeps people like me busy, because if I get a new bow, right, and I'm like, all right, tax in 2 months. I know what to expect. I've got to shoot this thing. I'm gonna shoot it. And then, you get there and you're like, oh crap, I guess I don't know how to shoot a bow because I've lost all my arrows. It's it's just humbling and it's good. It makes you want to get better. The funny thing is, like you were saying, meeting people, making friends and whatnot. We had a group, or the group we were in last year. I think we laughed more than we shot our bows. I mean, it was just,
Oh yeah, that's the best part.
yeah, it was just a random goofy group. And we saw them again this year. And I don't know if I maybe said something on here that sounded bad or off or like I was talking crap, but we saw them and they were like, "Oh yeah, you're the podcast guy. Yeah, I listened to a couple episodes. You were talking crap about being in a group with us. What's up with that?" I was like, "I don't even remember saying that, dude. I was hoping to see you guys here." And
That's funny.
yeah, so I kind of got, called out a little bit, but it is what
Well,
it
I
is.
mean, you should see some of these guys. They have like their punishments for who loses, who has the lowest score on
Yeah.
the course. Like, and you'll see guys come out in mini skirts, half their beards shaven off. Like,
Nope. I would not I would not
some
agree
of
to
it's
that.
pretty creative and pretty funny.
Yeah. So what, when the average guy shows up to an event, he just sees a bunch of vendors and then he has his course and he goes to the course and he sees targets. But like what goes into setting this up? Like say like Tennessee, for example.
So our team's a bunch of rock stars. Like, there's always the backside of stuff. Like, I mean, there's communication with the companies and the resorts that happen essentially year round. But when it comes to the event, those guys can set up an event and have it ready to run in a couple days, 2 to 3 days. And the whole thing's like, for example, like we left Tennessee, there's a little bit of a gap. We get to Vermont, then it goes back to back weekends: Vermont, Pennsylvania, Boyne, Bristol, Mountain, Michigan, South Dakota, Montana. So you have 6 weekends in a row where you're unloading the semi trucks, setting the targets up, load them
Man.
back up on Sunday night, Monday morning, leave, drive to the next event, and set them up again. So like
Wow.
these guys, I mean, they're masters of the craft and they just kill it. They're so good.
I bet they're like freaking billy goats, man. They've got
Yeah. It's,
I mean, they're probably in the
well,
best shape of anybody.
we always joke about it because like we start the year off like, all right, how much weight so and so going to lose this year? Or, what type
Yeah.
of shape are you in? Because you get dumped the first event, and like you're feeling parts of your body hurt that didn't hurt before,
Oh
no matter
yeah.
how good a shape you think you're in.
Oh
And
yeah.
then because some of those courses, like there's if anyone that attends the Indiana events listening, they'll know what I'm talking about. But the back half of the knock-on course, there's just this climb that goes and goes and goes, and it takes you think you're at the top and you still got 50% more to go. And
That was me in
these
Tennessee.
yeah, and these guys will have targets on their backs, rebar hammers. Yeah, they
Bro.
just Billy Goat right up there.
You got a bunch of little Cam Hanes on your team. Like
Yeah,
that's all I can think of is like Cam with, targets just running up a mountain, just clinking it in and then going to the next one.
yeah, they're
Um,
good. I mean, they're really good at what they do, and they're also professionals at making sure stuff's set up safely
yeah,
and fun. We always want to make sure we never lose the man. That shot number 9 on the Sika course was a pain in the butt. Did you
yeah.
see how many arrows were stuck in that tree? Like that's part of the fun here.
Dude, see, that's one thing that I had a conversation with my local DNR guy who actually runs the archery range where we have our event, and I told him, I'm like, "Do you know what TAC is?" And he looked at me. I was like, "Total Archery Challenge," and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've seen a couple videos." I'm like, "Have you actually watched them?" And he's like, "Yeah, why?" I'm like, "That's what I want for here," because I'll tell you what, our local course, it it's fun and it's good and it's really set up for all different types of people. But like when I'm out there or me and my buddies are out there, we'll go. And if there's one target, it's a javelina that's at like 15 yards. I mean, I don't want to sound cocky, but
You're
that's
gonna
a
hit
little
it.
easy. Yeah, that's a little easy. Like I could pick a dot on that thing and probably hit it. And so we'll back up. We'll back up 40, 50 yards and stand behind a tree and be on our knees or something. And then we'll shoot. And it's like it recreates what you guys do. Because y'all shots, I mean, my favorite shot from this past event in Tennessee was there was a gopher on the Jack Links Trail that I think it was like 63 or 53 yards or something. Shot him in the head. I didn't even think it was
That's
going to
awesome.
happen. Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm not going for that. I'll shoot him in the head and sent it and actually hit it. And I'm like, Okay, something's working here today. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
And
let's keep shooting like that the rest of the day. Yeah.
yeah, well, and he was behind a tree too. And I'm like, dude, this is what I want an event to be like. And I mean, you guys really are like the staple. I know a bunch of guys that will put on events. Like our local bow shop does it. They'll try to do the same thing. They'll hide stuff behind trees because, when you're out in the woods, it's not a clear and open shot half the time.
Yeah, we want
So,
we want to create, not saying every situation's a shot you're always going to take,
yeah,
while you're hunting, but we want to create that experience. Like this could happen while you're out there.
yeah.
Can you do it? It's for fun, but it's also for gaining confidence in your equipment. And like sometimes, like I'll tell you a funny story years ago, up to Seven Springs event. This is probably pushing back 8 to 10 years, but um, the prime course, we send the guys from prime up on the mountain first before
Oh,
everybody else so
nice.
they can shoot the course.
Was
Well,
Brian in the group?
oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I
I don't know
love
if you made it
Brian.
the whole way through.
Yeah, well,
I
that's
don't
why I
know,
was
maybe
asking.
you
I'm gonna
did.
text him, be like, "Hey, so
Now you got to
heard
talk
about
like
this."
him. Hey guys, I love Brian. So,
Brian's the best, man. Anyway, sorry
but
to cut you off.
the day before we're setting the course up, and it was super foggy, and you couldn't see. And Sean, the owner's up on the hill, and we got this buffalo target,
Hmm.
and we're like, we can barely see him. He's going farther. He's just waving his hand. We're like, man, that looks pretty far. It's farther, farther. Good. Like, well, okay, I can barely see him. It's just the
Yeah.
fog, we just we're off. Well, the G5 guys get up on the mountain and shot one or two. They text me, really? 156 yards? We're like, ooh,
Oh my
we
God.
pushed that one out there a little too far.
Dude. Hey, if you can hit that, you can at least hit the caribou and try to win a truck. I mean, that's
Yeah,
that's crazy.
we
That
were
that
just
leads me.
laughing.
Oh yeah. Well, and I've been telling Brian for like 2 years now. It's like, man, you need to come down to Tennessee for this event, right? So we can actually hang out and like you can shoot with us and stuff. But they're so busy. I don't even know. I know this year they had the what was it, the Prime truck,
They
the
had the
tour
trailer
truck.
that they're building all the bows in the
Yeah, dude.
trailer.
I didn't even
It's
know. See, that's the thing.
super
I didn't even
awesome.
know they were doing that. Like I watched someone's
Yeah,
video and they went up there, or no, it was Scott. Scott got his bow. And I was like, wait a minute. That that's the same truck that was at the Tennessee event. What are they? They're building bows in that? So I texted Brian. I'm like, you didn't tell me there was freaking bows being built here. I was like, dude, I could have brought that up on the podcast or something. He's like, oh yeah, well, I thought you knew. It's like, no, dude, it didn't. I didn't
I
know.
think that materialized. The material they had the idea for going for a while, but it took them a minute to get the trailer built, which it's
Yeah.
super clean. But yeah, with that technology of that new bow and the way they can customize with this carbon rods, it's so cool to see people just go up and
Yeah.
build a bow.
I mean, I don't know if you can see behind me, but I do have one of the Divide 31s, and it is by far like I'll shoot every single flagship each year just so I can have a, pretty clear, I
Sure.
guess, opinion. And still to this day, I'll say that that bow is like for me perfect. So to see that they
Oh,
were doing that for people,
they're
it's
awesome
awesome.
bows. Yeah, they shoot. I mean, I think it was the Shift was the first model they came out with back in, had to be like it was 2010 or earlier,
Yeah.
probably. Then I actually worked for Prime for a while, like just doing like trade shows and stuff. So like I've
Yeah.
shot every Prime bow up through since like day one, and to see how far it's come along since parallel cams to adding the swerve and the riser to these new ones, it's just unbelievable.
So you're a little biased. I got you. I am too. It's okay.
I love all the brands. I
I'm
love all
kidding.
the
I'm
brands.
kidding.
They're all my friends.
I'm
But
kidding.
I got a Hoyt hanging out there. I got my Prime.
Yeah. Dude, I wanted to bug Brian so bad. Me like, are you guys coming out with the 250th anniversary bow? And I didn't just because, I don't want to bug people, right? Like I know when you and I were trying to set this up, I think I might have sent you probably like four messages in a row, like, oh, actually this time, or what about this? And like I
All
eventually
good.
stopped because I'm like, dude, I don't want to be that guy that's like, hey man, please, like I don't like to do that. And I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed. I haven't seen them come out with any anniversary bow or anything like that. So, because
Yeah, I
I
don't
know
know what
Hoyt
their
did.
plans were. I don't know if you maybe you didn't see this, but at the customization trailer at all the events,
Hmm.
they actually pulled out a bunch of the old school finishes.
Oh,
So
really?
like now you can add like off the fade, like OG Sika pattern to the bow. You could add like
Huh.
the old conifer, like pine needle, like all the old colors and
That's
schemes. So,
crazy.
so it's pretty cool. Like some people are getting these new bows, but they're getting some old school finishes on the limbs. It's pretty cool.
I wonder if they did that because they sent a bow for the shoot that we have next week, and it's black riser. Brian called it Summit Scar limbs, but I didn't see that as any sort of,
Yeah, I bet you it's the old
option.
schools,
Dude,
their first scar.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sick because I've been running Osseo limbs. Last year I ran the form with Osseo limbs and a gray riser. This year I'm running a full Osseo bow. And I told Brian, I was like, look, I love my Osseo bows, but honestly, man, next year I think I'm gonna do something different. I'm probably gonna go a different
Switch it up.
route. Just because like it's cool, but I wanna have something that's, I don't know. I was thinking green, green or dark green riser with maybe tan limbs, you know?
Oh, that'd be
Just
sharp. That's
that's
a
what
good
I'm
looking
saying.
bow. Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. But anyway, back to tack. So how does somebody like, okay, so we have different courses, right? Like Jack
Yep.
Link's knock on. I know Chris B had his course, which I watched that video. It was crazy, some of those shots. How does how does that work? I mean, like how do you get a course?
So it, they're harder to come by these days because a lot of the
Mhm.
brands don't want to give up
Yeah.
their course because it's pretty strong marketing to go. I shot the prime course. I shot the prime course. I shot the Sika course.
Yep.
But as they come available, like for Chris, for example, Chris B, like I had an opening in Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
So I said, hey, would you be interested in a course here? And he says, yeah, of course. Like I'd love to get one, but I want it to be hard. I want it to be ignorant, like
Yeah.
ignorant tough.
He wants to
So
make people
like,
mad.
yeah, so like we come up and we I hiked the area with a group of guys. We kind of mapped it out, figured it out, and then, you know, at the end of the day, as long as it's meeting his description of what he's looking for, he's good. Like we have our staples. Like in the beginning, it used to be the locals course and the exotic course, the I'm forgetting all of them now. Exotics, locals, and whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
the locals course was meant to be like what today, this year, a lot of it's the MKC course. It used to
Okay.
be the Leupold course for previous years, but that's meant to kind of mimic your local 3D club, but
Hmm.
our twist added to it. Then exotics pushed out a little bit farther. So we have our staples. Like if you shoot a prime course at any event, you're going to have long distance. It's going to be a long hike. If you're shooting an Army F course, you're going to be seeing a lot of elk targets. But every once in a while, if we have enough space and a brain comes in, they want to add their flair, then we'll customize for them.
That's so sick, man. See, I want to shoot the prime so bad, but if Jessica's coming with me, I don't want to die. That's the thing. Because I,
What, because of her?
yeah, because she loves being outside, but when hiking's involved, it's one of those things because she's got a bad knee, right? So
Oh, that makes it tough.
yeah, and so I was like, dude, I really don't want to overwork that knee and make it worse. So there might be one year where I'm like, listen, me and Josh are gonna go shoot the hardest course they have. I don't think you want to come to this. And if she does, she does. That's great. But I will also be willing to carry you out if I need to, you know?
Just call the number on the back of your scorecard. We give rides all the time.
Oh, really? Oh,
Oh
dude, I
yeah.
wish I knew that. I should, this is why I should read things. They
Yeah.
hand me the card. I'm like, oh, scorecard, don't need that. And then,
Yeah, we always have that in there because you never know if someone's going to roll an ankle or they hit the after
true.
party a little too hard the night before, got dehydrated.
Yeah.
So we always have our guys are always on the mountain to make sure you're safe and ready to go.
Dude, wish I would have known that when I face planted up a hill in Georgia.
The
So,
guys were real busy that weekend, I can tell
oh,
you.
I'm sure. Like, is that something we might see? Will we maybe see another Georgia event, or are we going to keep it pretty
Um,
much in Tennessee?
I mean, I'm not going to say there's never a chance for it not to happen again. That year we had to do a switch up for venues because some stuff was getting constructed or maintained at the
Hmm.
Tennessee venue, and that happened just to work out great for that year. But yeah, the short answer is we're not quite sure. We might add. We're always looking to expand the tour, and we
Yeah.
have kind of have our limit of events we kind of want to keep. But if something screams we need to be there, then yeah, we'll get there. We'll check them
So
out.
if I scream loud enough, got it.
As long as we have the venue at the right, there's a lot of things that come into picking the right spot. But
Yeah.
as long as the venue can accommodate it, then we're always interested.
Dude, that's so sick. So one of the things at TAC that I've always wanted to see and I haven't yet, and maybe it's just not, maybe I'm not hitting the right course, is actually it's two things, is a moving target and targets in trees. Do you
So
think that could be something in the future?
moving target, no, not
Okay,
on course. Now, as a novelty shot, yeah, like that could easily happen with a brand. It's just too many things that could go wrong, or
fair.
or maintenance for the mountain team.
Yeah.
And in the tree, the only ones we'll do in the trees is occasionally we'll hang the bat.
Okay. See, that's what I was thinking.
But again, you got to watch sky draws and arc of the
True.
arrow, and if you miss, where's that arrow going towards? So
Yeah.
we try to keep them grounded as much as we can.
I get that. I mean, we're not shooting deer out of the tree. So that
Now,
kind
if
of
it was
makes
like
sense.
one course, if there's one whole course, like a one-off event,
Yeah.
like then you have some different options. But yeah, with that many, depending on the terrain and how a venue's laid out, will determine how tight those courses are to each other. So you're always looking for the right terrain to keep you safe. And the someone every year there's a few sky draws that happen, and
Yeah.
shots go flying into outer space. So
I've done that. I did that at Tennessee last year. So I'm part of that group. But
yeah, I mean it happens. It happens. We try
yeah.
to educate people not to, but it does happen.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing I am curious about because I thought I knew, maybe I do, but I want to hear it from you.
Sure.
So a lot of people break a lot of arrows every year.
Oh yeah.
And every year I call it the arrow bouquet that's
Yep.
up at the front. What is that just kind of like because somebody told me one time that if your arrow is there and they pull it that you get like a free set of arrows or something like that. Is that is that a thing or is that up there just as like a what would you call it? Like a visual thing. Like, oh, this is how many
So
arrows have been broken.
so it's actually kind of like a combination. So in the beginning, we just had that at the range,
Hmm.
and people just stick arrows in there as they broke it. But as the event kept growing, it's a fun visual. You get to
Yeah.
see thousands of arrows shoved into the bucket. But what we do is, I'm going to butcher the name. I butcher it every time. It's like the carbon recycling program, we call it. So, and Victory backs that. So, what for every dozen arrows you pick up off the mountain
Hmm.
when you're coming off, whether it's yours or somebody else's you found, and you stick in that bucket, you show us at the registration trailer, and we'll give you a ticket. So, you're entered to win a dozen arrows or a
Got
half
it.
dozen
Okay.
arrows. So, it's twofold. You have a chance to win something, but you're also helping our team a ton because every arrow you see in that bucket is something that we would be picking up off the mountain that night to try to get back to get cleaned up.
Dang. Do you have to do that every night?
Every event as someone's the last group's on, we send somebody out to walk the course and make sure everybody's off the mountain safely.
Yeah.
And while they're doing that, they're repairing targets, picking up trash, picking up arrows. And so we do that every single day until the end of the event. And then we normally end up doing a walkthrough after the event to make sure everything's covered.
Good Lord.
Because
You-
we want to leave the mountain cleaner than when we showed up.
Dude, you
And
really are employing billy goats. That's crazy. I mean, I
yeah,
guess it makes sense because like I could see being like a let's say I own a resort, right? And you come to me and you're like, hey, we want to have this event. And the event happens, I think nothing of it. I go out there to maybe do some, I don't know, some prep for whatever the resort's really for. And then you find like 2,000 arrows just all over the place.
yep.
You probably wouldn't be coming back, you know?
Yeah,
So
and
I
that's
can
it's a
totally see that.
huge, and you have to think too, like some of the venues are private, but some of them are 100 years leases from the government, right? So the
Oh,
ski
wow.
resort might be there, but it's the Forest Service you're actually working with to
Yeah.
get onto the property, and you have to do reclamation if it's damaged or trash everywhere. So we to be honest, as outdoorsmen ourselves, the whole company, we want that mountain cleaned. We want that
Yeah.
resort cleaned because you wouldn't believe how much off the ski resorts once the snow melt happens, how many beer cans and water bottles and skis and
I could see
gloves
it.
and goggles you find when we first get out there.
That's
So we try to clean up even after snow melt and well, while we're there, and then obviously keep everything as clean and tidy as we can.
that's so wild, dude. See, that makes me like you guys even more. That's
Well,
awesome, dude.
I mean, as
So,
outdoorsmen, our goal. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to walk through a piece of woods and I may not grab it on the way to my tree stand, but if I'm walking out and I see garbage, I'm going to clean up as much as I
oh
can.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Every
want
time
it
I
to
go
be
hunt
nice.
public, I do that.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
especially at the parking lot. Like I'll go up there and being in Georgia, I love my Georgian people, but sometimes they like to leave beer cans places. And I wonder, did it fall out of the sky or was this out of a truck? I mean, hey, I'm not anyone to judge, but
You never know.
yeah, I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking being in the woods with someone while they're drinking, but if I see it, I'll pick it up. I mean, even at the local range, you'd be surprised. You go in that parking lot and there's cans, water bottles, arrows
Yeah.
sometimes,
I
and it's
mean,
just like,
sometimes it just people in our event, sometimes it's not intentional. Sometimes people just are different, and
yeah,
don't realize that something fell out of their pocket, or they are people just throwing litter out there. But for the most part, everyone that comes to the event does a good job cleaning up. That
okay, good.
everyone's respectful. I think most of the shooters want us to come back, so they try to help us as much as we can to
Yeah,
keep
I mean,
things
I
tidy.
I definitely love what you guys do. I'd hate to see it go away over some idiot that's like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave a six pack in the woods, and then for whatever reason they hide it, and it's like, oh, I want to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's
Yeah,
weird people out there, so so you guys have, I noticed it when I was at Tennessee. Do y'all post stuff up about like camping options, right? For people that want
yeah,
to be there the whole weekend? What is there like a maybe a discount or something that comes with that as far as the camping, or how does all
yeah.
that
So
work?
it will depend on the state and the venue.
Okay.
So like a lot of times, like Tennessee, you can do have camping on site. It's a limited amount. Then normally they'll give you some type of promo code or do a tax special to get you in. But like if you're up in some of the venues just don't have camping on site, but they may
Mhm.
point you to the local campgrounds nearby. Because anywhere from Airbnbs to resort lodging to camping to, I mean, there's people that sleep in the bed of their trucks every year. So you never know what
I
you're
would do
running
that.
into.
I would definitely do that. Cool. Well, I want to get to know more about you, but before we do that, what is the next, I guess, big thing we're going to see from TAC? I mean, I personally can't even think of, would you guys go out of the country? Are we going to see maybe some Canadian spots, maybe some, I don't even know where else in the country or in the world you could really go. Maybe the Swiss Alps. That would be like a like
Oh,
a higher
that'd be rad.
challenge, you know?
So
Um,
we actually we're about ready to launch TAC Europe, and actually you can still find the Instagram page out
no
there. So
way.
I can't remember if it was COVID. I can't remember what crushed it, but we were going to hit a couple different countries up and
Dude, that's
test the waters
sick.
in Europe.
That's
It
so
didn't
sick.
it didn't work out. Now we are Sean, the owner. Alaska is like his favorite place on earth.
Yeah. That
He got
I've
it.
never
He
been,
guides
but
up there. He worked up there, lived up there for a while.
yeah.
So we're this close to. We're trying to get an Alaska event to work because how cool would it be to get up to Alaska, get done shooting, and then go bear hunting afterwards? Yeah.
Bro, that would be awesome. Is that why the tack truck always has a caribou that you shoot at because he loves Alaska so much? Because caribou is my favorite animal, so I
Dude,
see
that's a
that and I'm
good
like,
question.
I'm just saying.
I don't know if that's how that originated or not. I'm gonna have
I
to
would
think
I would
because
text Sean and be like, "Hey, so I was on this podcast, and he had a question." Because I mean, to me, it's like, and it's kind of annoying because I say it every single year when I go. I'm like, "Oh, I'm shooting at the caribou for the tack truck." I never do it. I don't know what it is. Like last year, I actually was going to do it, and then we get back too late, and everything was pretty much closing up. So
I got so many fun stories about guys shooting at that truck. Like
I want to
it's
do it
the
so
best
bad.
when you work that booth selling those shots. You get to see someone like there's a lot of killers that come to the event. Like
Yeah,
coming from the early years where that truck shot was like 150 yards and you had to hit like a bingo dot, and if you hit it inside out, you automatically won the truck. And
150 yards.
yeah, and you need to be guys just aiming up the top of trees at the top of a slope. Or if you hit the target, it was an accomplishment.
Yeah.
Then we bumped it into 111, and then yeah, if you hit the target, still people will be excited. But now there's people holding 3-inch groups around that 12
Yeah.
ring. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I saw Chris B. I think he got at least two or three arrows in the 10 ring with like a pawn shop bow.
Yeah.
And granted,
Yep.
Chris B is like an anomaly. I mean, he's one of the best archers in the world, but it's like I see that and it's like, dude, I just want to try. Because the thing is, I now that I understand how to actually sight my dialed in,
Yeah,
That proof makes it so much easier.
it
And
does.
I've got the build, that I can get out that far. It's like, dude, I would be willing to spend 60 because I'd probably only do like 3 shots, right? Because isn't it like $15 per shot?
15 a shot or 11 for 150. Yeah.
Oh, 11 for 150.
Yeah, so it's sorry, $100. So we give you you pay for 10 shots and you get an 11th free.
Oh, I didn't, dude. Okay,
Yeah, so you
next
paid
year.
150, then you end up getting 11 shots instead of 10. So you get your little extra bonus. And it's
All right.
unbelievable. You'll watch people, you'll see them, they'll hit, then they'll start finding their spot where they're holding, and the arrow's walking in.
Yeah.
And then it's like that 11th shot is like, it drives home.
All right, Rob, you're my witness. All right, and I want you to hold me to this.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Next year at Tennessee, I'm gonna have $100 in my pocket, and I'm gonna walk up and say, "Give me 11 shots."
All right. So
Probably won't hit it.
what I'm gonna do is I normally don't travel to Tennessee. I guess I'm coming to Tennessee to drag you up to the line. So
Yeah, thanks for the pressure. You're gonna text me and be like, "Hey, bro, where you at?" And it's like, "What do you mean? You said you were gonna shoot last year. Remember? Come on, let's go."
let's do it. Let's see it happen. I mean, we have years ago there was this father and son. The son was probably like 7, 8 years old,
Yeah.
and his dad had a early '90s Hoyt, like no let off or very little let off, no cams, just little wheels,
Good Lord.
XX 75 Easton aluminum arrows, and his stance was everything was wrong. His legs were spread out like 6 foot wide, like he's standing like a triangle. He's pulling
What?
that bow back and he's just shaking because he can barely hold it.
Yeah.
Man, out of those 11 shots, he hit that thing 3 times.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, the Lord wanted him to have that truck.
Yeah, it was so wild. And like his kid, they're screaming like they hit the Powerball. It was so much fun to watch. And it taught me a lesson. Like, don't judge a book by its cover there. Like this
Yeah.
guy, he has outdated equipment to everybody around him, but he knows it. He knew how to shoot it, you
Oh,
know?
crazy. So like how does that work? So say I go up there, I get it in, and now I'm in the drawing. What like what should I expect then after that?
So after you're done celebrating and telling everybody that you got
Yeah.
in there,
Take a
we're all
picture,
giving
take a video.
we're all giving high fives at the bottom. But what you'll do is you fill out a raffle ticket with
Okay.
your name and phone number. And then at the end of the tour, we try to do something different every year because it's all luck of the draw.
Hmm.
So if you hit that shot one time, or if you hit it 10 times, you either have one ticket on there or 10 tickets, on a wheel. Like last year, we had a pie chart wheel that we printed off, just randomized a spreadsheet and had a number associated to each person's name and spun the wheel. And we had someone from Bear Archery actually shoot the truck shot and hit the
Yeah.
wheel, and whatever number he hit won. And it took 2 shots because we had to like it hit multiple lines because there's so many people entered.
Yeah.
And then it whittled it down to the guy who won. It's forget his name off the top of my head. But the kid that won it this year, I think he only had one arrow in or last year. Yeah,
Wow.
one or two shots in there. So it's
So then
pretty
do you
cool.
guys like drive it to them? Do they come to you? I mean, how does it all culminate? Like how does it from start to finish? Obviously you said the start, you said how people get drawn, but say I won,
Yeah.
then what?
So what we start doing the last 2 years is from the last event, Bear Archery will actually, or whoever the sponsor is. In this case, it's been Bear. It's been a longstanding sponsor of the truck
Yeah.
and great partner of ours. But they take the truck back to their headquarters.
Okay.
You fly in, you get a tour of the Bear facility. I think they give you a bow, and then they sign the truck over to you, and then you're on your way.
That's crazy.
So
So
it's a whole fun experience.
is there any like tax thing that you've got to go through? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Cause like,
Yeah, so you have to pay the sales tax, I believe is
okay.
what it comes down to. So a couple thousand there. But
Uh-huh.
there's in some places, states are different, where it gets transferred from to where you bought it. Like one guy won it in Canada. He was from Canada years ago,
Yeah.
and he couldn't even drive the truck over the border because it was modified because it had a lift kit on it and some other stuff. So like we essentially had to like buy the truck back off of him in so many
What?
words.
You couldn't
Yeah,
drive over the border?
Canada had some weird rules. Don't quote me exactly, but I think it was because of the modifications to the vehicle that it couldn't go over to the country line.
I love Canada for the animals. I love Canada for Nickelback, but other than that, they drive me crazy. That's
Yeah.
that's so dumb.
There's always some nuances, but for the most part, you win the truck. Yeah, you got some taxes involved, but you're getting yourself a
Brand new truck.
what
Or
it might be the biggest prize in all of archery,
oh
as
yeah.
far as by the time you add up the value of everything that's coming with it, it's pretty wild.
That's so sick, dude. I just have never really known. I always assumed because when you see the giveaway stuff or like win this free thing, and then you hear people talk about it, it's like, yeah, I won that, but then I had to pay 20 grand and whatever. And it's like, what's the truth, right? Because I've never won anything. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
a
I
couple of
won't win
T-ball
anything
games.
either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I haven't. I've never been that guy that's like getting the calls and someone's saying, "Hey, your name popped up in this and you win that." So, but hey, maybe the truck's gonna be the first time. I don't know
Hey,
if I can even hit it.
AJ, AJ, who won it year, years ago. I'm going to butcher his name, Kazmarak, I believe is how you say it.
Oh, with Lone Wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
okay.
when AJ was out of money and is broke, his buddy, I don't want to give him too much. He's going to start peacocking his chest out if he knows we're talking about him. So,
You
but
will probably hear this.
oh,
So,
he will.
yeah,
So AJ, his buddy gave him $15, like bought him the shot, takes
yeah,
one shot, hits it, hits the truck. We did a luck of the draw shot. AJ's tickets won his punch and he wins the truck.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All of me,
crazy.
one shot, a borrowed $15. And coolest thing ever. And probably one of the greatest truck winners ever because his energy level and where he's running around everywhere now,
Yeah.
kind of stemming from that experience is pretty cool.
I'll see AJ next month. So when I see him, I'll be like, dude, I was talking with Rob. I didn't know you did all this. Tell me how you did it. That way I don't have to spend $100. That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
that's awesome. That's what I love about TAC is everybody is involved. Like you hear stories about, like AJ and the story I was telling about Josh and
Yeah,
Brian. It's a community thing, and like
it is.
it really goes to show what the archery community is. Now, don't get me wrong. I've made a couple of jokes about the TAC Bros here on the podcast. Okay, I just have,
Oh, you're
but
good.
and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The
Oh
I
no, I'm the dress code, man.
Yeah, yeah. You have to wear Sitka, you have to shoot a Matthews, and you just have to fit the bill. And it's like you really
But it's
don't though.
changing. It's evolving. It's in the beginning, I mean, you saw more and more of that, and to us, we just think it's hilarious. We
Yeah.
think it's awesome, and then
Started a new trend.
you get these newer companies coming in, and like a pretty cool stat is like roughly 30% of the shooters at each event are first time tack shooters.
Oh wow.
So you're touching a ton of new faces and new people all the time. So you're constantly getting new integration of people coming through.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to see.
That's wild. I mean, one of my favorite things is like when we were walking around and stuff and you see, people that are like Westies, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I'm a huge mule deer guy. So I've been out to Colorado. I've seen muleys. Was gonna go hunt. Actually, this is the first time I've talked about it on here since I found out. I was supposed to go to Colorado next year and
Oh
then
no way.
I found out they don't have OTC for muleys anymore for non-resident.
Oh,
So I was like, I texted my uncle because he was planning all this stuff. I was like, hey, so were you still planning on doing this? And he's like, yeah, why? I was like, it's not gonna work. I was like, me and Derek can't go. So
that stinks.
yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm thinking maybe all right, listen to this. So swinging Colorado financially was already going to be a little bit of a struggle, because it is expensive. And so I texted him this stuff and I was like, yeah, man, I mean, if you guys want to come to Wisconsin, I've got 100 acres up there. We could go hunt. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking maybe we hard turn to Alaska. I was like, all right, Uncle David, hold on a minute. Like,
You funding this too?
yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, are you paying this? Because have you looked at caribou prices lately? It's ridiculous. I was like, you want to do DIY? Fine. But we still need a guide. At least I'm pretty sure you need. I'm not going up there with only a bow and having a 1,200-pound grizzly bear chase me down. Right. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
So I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Alaska. Caribou's definitely like number one on the list. But
Oh, such a cool animal. Yeah.
yeah, oh, dude, I'm telling you, when I was a little kid, I used to watch like the Discovery Channel documentaries, where David
Oh
Attenborough
yeah.
is like the most beautiful deer species on the planet, and I'm just like, I want to kill one, and I don't know, I'm getting hyped up about caribou now.
That's
Like,
awesome.
it's
I mean,
it's
I've never hunted farther west than Ohio. I'm from Pennsylvania. I
really,
mean, yeah, I've never, the opportunities are there
yeah.
to go out west and chase them and hunt them. I just, four kids at home. I'd rather give them my time first
Whew.
before I start traveling west to hunt.
Lord have, I got one, and that's enough for me. You're super dad. That's crazy. My
My
God.
son's my oldest. He's 16, and my girls, three girls. But my son's my hunting partner. And actually now everyone's rubbing it in my face that he's shooting all the bigger bucks now. So
Yeah, see, I'm happy that my daughter's not really that into it. That way I can be the only one
yeah.
that's killing. I've made the joke so many times with especially with Jessica getting into archery, and I'm like, if you kill a bigger buck than me, I'm gonna be happy. But we might have some words here because you know how much
Yeah,
time and effort I put into this.
there's gonna have to be
And
some counseling after this.
yeah, it's like you're gonna have to give me a couple weeks off or something because I'm gonna have to go out there and one up you. But so all right, I wanna get into you, right? Who is Rob Chillinsky? How did you get to be where you're at? How did you get into hunting? And I mean, what's like your version of your hunting lifestyle, I guess?
Sure. Um, I taught myself how to archery hunt when I was 12.
Oh wow.
So I had no one in the family. I mean, they had a bows, some of my dad and some uncles and stuff, but none of them were, I mean, they'd shoot once or twice a year, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'd go out in Pennsylvania, I'm sure you've heard, but Pennsylvania has like the most per capita hunters, like,
Oh yeah, most
in the
bow hunters in the
state.
country.
It's insanity. And so you go out for rifle season, and I just remember seeing people and gunshots, and I said, "This ain't for me."
Yeah.
So I said, "Dad, I want a bow for Christmas," and he scraped by. We didn't grow up very privileged, privileged with love, not privileged with money, And he got me a bow, and I just start teaching myself how to shoot, and I that's when I got obsessed with it. I've actually never shot a deer with a gun. So I'm 42. Shot my first deer when I was 16. So everything's been with a bow because I just got obsessed, just totally
Dude.
obsessed with trying to get close and kill them with a bow. I'm not some accomplished hunter. I've killed some good ones.
I mean, you got some elk antlers behind you and some nice deer antlers
I
next to
can't
you.
take credit for those. The deer I can. You can probably see a bottom of a mount there, but
Yeah.
so if we can there we go.
Oh,
We got
hey,
a couple decent
yo.
ones around.
Okay. Decent. Rob, come on now.
But
That's a
all luck.
beautiful buck, dude. What are you talking about? Decent. In Georgia, that's like a cover of GON magazine deer. That's crazy.
That one was a cool buck. That was my first late season archery deer. I hunted him for 2 years and killed him January 6th, I believe it was. Yeah, it's pretty
In
cool.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like 10 degrees that day. It was a fun one.
Oh my Lord.
But I don't quite hunt like Lee, Alice, and all them guys, but like I grew up in suburban areas. So like I don't know if I've ever
Ah,
shot a deer where I haven't heard someone cutting grass or
uh-huh.
singing
Uh-huh.
happy birthday or a
That
car
makes sense.
backfiring. Yes.
Dude, those suburban deer, I mean, because I look up to Lee and those guys. Like I'm buddies with Jay Maxwell and have gotten a lot of advice from him. And I look up to him as, it's a different style of hunting. Don't get me wrong. The thought of being out in the middle of nowhere, chasing like a muley or an elk or caribou is awesome. But when I think about like the same thing you just said, a lot of the deer I've killed have been in people's backyards.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, yes, I've hunted public. I haven't killed a deer on public yet because I mean, it's totally different, but man,
Well,
there's
yeah,
something
it's
different about it.
I have nothing but respect for the guys that go up on the public land and can just absolutely crush it. I'm too lazy for it. I just don't have the
Same,
time. I
same.
mean, if you take kids away, I have some time, but I just don't have the time to put in that type of effort. And I'm spoiled, right? We have 20 acres our family owns right over the hill, and we put our food plots in, and you see 30 deer a day. So
Yeah.
it's just fun. You sit there and
Yeah, why
watch.
go make it
Yeah.
hard on yourself?
I don't kill a lot, but it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, that when I had Cody DeQuisto on here a couple weeks ago, and
Oh
like
yeah.
you know how Cody is, he just grinds it out, and I'm sitting here like I've done that maybe once or twice on public. Everything else, it's Georgia can bait, so I've got food out. I hunt small properties, and Cody's naming all this stuff off, and I was like, yeah. So on my 7 acre property, Cody, what do you think? And he just looked at me and was like, bro, I don't I don't really know, and I'm like, understandable, but
Yeah. I mean, you
it's
never
just,
know. Like I've had lawnmowers, riding
yeah,
lawnmowers mess up my hunt. Then I've had them
dude,
help me too.
that buck behind me, no joke. I could hear my wife's grandfather cutting his grass when I shot him. And I
Yeah,
was
that's what
just
I'm
like,
saying.
this is totally different. But what's crazy is where that deer was killed. If you look at the map, so you see their house, and it is technically in the middle of nowhere. Their property butts up to like hundreds of acres of just timber property.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is big woods, but I only have 7 acres of permission that I can hunt it. So
Yeah, so you're still narrowed down pretty
yeah,
skinny
I'm on
there.
the
Yeah.
fringes of it. Like there's deer in those woods I've never even seen before. Yet
That's
I'm
fun
trying
though.
my best. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and it's cool because like, a couple days ago I had a picture pop up over there of this buck that I think it's one from last year, but it's definitely the biggest deer I've ever had over there. And it's just crazy because it's like where to me it's the mystery of it. Like they're obviously coming from those woods, but where? How
Yep. It's
far?
it's kind of there's a big part of me that wants to stop running cameras
Yeah.
completely because I miss the old days of just not knowing what was going to walk by and excite you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like part of me wants to take them down, and another part of me is like you're also addicted to seeing photos pop up. But like you're saying, to have something just come around like deer that you've never seen, that's fun to like. Oh my gosh, yeah, look at the size of
Yeah.
that thing.
I mean, dude, the biggest deer I've ever seen in my life on the hoof, on a camera, whatever, was on public. And I wasn't running cameras. Actually, God, was I running cameras then? I might have had one camera out, but it was 106, at least 160 inch clean typical 10. And
Oh,
in
that's
in
beautiful. Yeah,
Georgia, that's rare. And I've told the story on here 1,000 times, but I'll tell you. I
yeah,
go in
please do.
there and second year hunting. All right, I've only been hunting for 7 years, right? So in 2021, I go out on public. The whole morning was kind of botched. It was me and one of my buddies going, and dude, I get in this tree and I'm barely holding on because I don't really know how to use a climber that well, right? No, I don't even think I had a safety. No, I think I did have my harness, but either way, the sun comes up and I hit the bleak can and a couple tending grunts. And all I'd seen for maybe 15 minutes was squirrels just chasing each other, right? So
Oh yeah,
I'm facing at the time because I didn't think about it. I'm facing this field and I'm in like this little funnel, like the strip of woods that's connected to two different bigger patches. And maybe 250 yards from the truck, right? Like I'm not that far in. And so I'm up in this tree. I see all these squirrels running around. I'm facing the field thinking, okay, deer like fields, that's where they're going to come from. So I don't know, 20 minutes after I hit the calls, I hear this twig snap behind me and I'm thinking it's a squirrel,
of
right?
course. Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I turn around, dude, that deer was 10 yards behind the tree and had no idea that I was there.
Probably
And when
scared
I
the crap out of you too.
Oh, yeah, he scared me. I scared him, and he sees me, and I just literally whip around and I look right at him. I was like, oh my, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, that's the biggest deer I've ever seen. Well, he turns around, runs off maybe 20 yards. Where he's at, I can't, I can't spin around to shoot. And I'm not really at the time, I wasn't really that good at 30 yards. 20 and in was
Sure.
like my thing. And
Absolutely.
yeah, so I had to watch that deer run off. And I might have gotten a picture of him later in the year, but there's something about public land. I don't run cameras on public anymore because of that. And I also had a few get stolen. But,
Yeah, that
you know,
happens. Yeah.
but it's the thing. It's like you said, you don't know what's out there. I mean, you have an idea, but you really don't know. You can't I feel like when you don't run cameras on public, you're really, really going back to your woodsmanship side where
Yep.
you look for sign, you look for feed trees, you look for funnels and trails and all this other stuff. But now I'm learning that those mature bucks don't even use the same trails as the does. So it's like, now what? It's almost like we're back to square one. So,
Yeah, that's like I said, there's a lot way better hunters out there than myself, but
man,
I've noticed more and more like just getting lazier with it. So like part of me wants to be like, I'm just gonna take some of this technology away and just go have
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Look, man, you have 4 kids. It's okay. It's perfectly fine to not run cameras.
Oh,
Um,
but there's a lot of they eat a lot, so
Yeah.
I think we butchered like a dozen deer last year, just between the family and giving them away to
Oh, okay. I
giving
was
meat
like,
away to other
man, dude.
families.
Good Lord, Rob.
We pretty much have unlimited doe tags where we are. So I just tell my son, hey, another family needs a deer, go shoot it. And then we'll process it in the butcher shack and go drop it off. So it's fun. We keep the numbers down, but you also get to give back to the community.
That's so wild. So is Pennsylvania known for like big deer?
Yes and no.
Okay.
There's a ton of giant deer. The deer management process changed 20 years ago, big time. Where it used to be no antler restrictions, just shoot what you want to. Then they changed it to where you had to have certain units, a certain amount of points being up. They
Hmm.
call it like a 3 up or a 4 up rule. And once they started doing that, and there was a huge amount of feedback between the traditional hunters were against antler management, deer management. Guys wanting to shoot big bucks were all for it. And now it's
Yeah.
kind of evolved to the point where, guys are, you don't see people going, oh, look, it's no longer here's the half rack spike. Now it's, oh, here's a 120-inch 8 point I killed. He's not bad.
He's not bad, dude.
But
My
there's some
biggest deer is
giants.
102. Okay. A
Yeah,
120 is like trophy to me. That's
that's all.
crazy.
That's any animal you take with a bow should be a trophy. And that's,
True.
I tell a lot of people, especially younger guys that are getting into the sport or I meet at the TAC events, showing you pictures like he's not that big. I'm like, brother, you
Yeah.
killed it with a bow and arrow. Don't lose
Dude.
focus on that. You pulled back a bow, you got within distance of them, her, him, whatever, and you made the
Yeah.
shot. Like don't lose that focus, man. You accomplished something pretty amazing.
Dude, I'm so glad you said that because like I had that epiphany last year. I spent 2 years hunting a giant 6 point and almost killed him twice. And it
Oh,
just never happened. Right.
just
And then I
didn't
lost.
materialize. Yeah.
Do what?
I say it didn't materialize. It just
Oh
never
yeah,
came
no,
to
well,
fruition.
I
Yeah.
mean he did, but I didn't apparently. So, um, yeah, that was kind of a kick in the teeth. And then like last year, man, I had a property that I had 8 different shooter bucks on it. It was my first full time hunting that property, and they all disappeared. And I got to the point, like I don't know if you can, you probably can't see them, but there, I shot a spike, right? First spike I've ever shot. I went 3 years without killing a
Awesome.
buck,
Yeah,
and I before I made the decision to do that, because I pray in the stand all the time, right? Like I'm super open about my
absolutely.
faith, and I remember being in the stand, and I was like, Lord, whatever you send, I know I've got these big mature bucks over here, and I've got, I think there was a 10 point that probably would have gone 130. There's another 8 that probably would have hit mid 130s, just something bigger than what I've shot. And I was like, but I don't really care anymore. I was like, I would really like to be able to shoot a buck. And it
Yeah,
was November
absolutely.
1st, November 1st. So I'm thinking, rut, I'm going to call these guys in, whatever. So I can, once again, get that old bleak can, man, and just meh. And this little dinky guy who was 2 years old, surprisingly, and I only know that from the neighbor, they named him Wolverine. He's
That's funny.
I'll see if I can turn it right there.
Oh, I see Wolverine.
Stud, right?
He's
And
awesome.
he comes running up the hill, and I was like, I chuckled and I looked up. I was like, I did say I'll shoot anything. And so he comes in, I shot him. I got more excited over that buck than I did the one over here. And it was crazy because I actually, for the first time in my entire hunting career, got to see a buck that I shot fall and die. And
Yeah, and that's an accomplishment. You know,
yeah, well,
everybody has their different definition of what their goal is for hunting, and I'm all for it. You set your personal goal and go after it. But man, you stuck an arrow, sent an arrow through a deer, and it expired in front of you. That's pretty awesome.
yeah. Well, and like the crazy part to it, why I think God was like, hey, you're going to go this long without a buck and then shoot this little tiny thing is when I shot him, the first thought I had, because I had shot a doe earlier in the season, bad shot, lost her. The previous season, my last sit, I shot a doe. I thought it was a good shot, but I couldn't find her. And so I
Yeah,
end the season that way and I start the season that way. So I'm like, I remember shooting that buck and I saw him run off and everything looked good. And I just squatted down. I was on the phone with one of my buddies. I was like, dude, I just really hope I find this deer. and he hung up and I prayed again. I was like, Jesus, let me see, please let me find this deer. I don't know if I don't find this buck, I don't know if I'm going to do this again. Cause
Sure.
you know what I'm saying?
It's
It was
hard.
just one of those
It's hard.
moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kid you not, man, I prayed that prayer and I look to my left because I hear some noise and I can see him just over on this small little ridge and he's kind of swaying back and forth and then he falls over. Then he
Oh, that's the
kicks.
coolest.
Yeah, and then I hear like a tiny little, a small, very faint grunt, and he stops moving. And I'm just like, I started crying. Like, no joke, I started
Yeah.
crying. And I'm like,
It's emotional. Yeah.
yeah, dude, I almost fell out of the tree stand because I was so hyped up. And that was the day that I realized, like, do I want to kill a big deer? Of course. But am I gonna look at a basket rack 8 or something that I think is cool and be like, no, I'm not gonna shoot him. No, I'm not gonna do that, you know? And it's the
Yeah. I
same
go
thing with
like,
other people.
I go with a teeter-totter effect,
Yeah.
and like if I get obsessed with a deer, my wife will tell you, but it's game on. I'm obsessed and I'm going to do whatever I can
Why do you think
until,
I have this podcast?
yeah, it's
That's exactly
exactly
why.
like the buck I kind of showed you. Like I got obsessed because I don't know if you can see it here, but he has a drop tine coming off the side face and he has a
Oh
little drop tine
yeah.
coming down.
Yeah, yeah.
And the year before he didn't have it, and I chased and chased him. I almost shot him twice. The next year, I got a picture of him and he had the drop tine. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going after this thing, and I killed it. And like we have a property in Ohio, we have some absolute killer deer on,
Oh, I'm sure you do.
and some of them I get obsessed with. But there's some one year I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna have some fun. First one that gets my heart pumping, that walks up
Yeah.
past the stand is gonna get an arrow. Yeah,
The first deer you saw was a 1-inch spike. Just
yeah, boom. What was a
no,
fun story last year in Ohio? There was a buck. I missed him the year before. I misjudged yardage while he's chasing does in a food plot. And he wasn't giant. I mean, I'm not saying giant in comparison to some of the other deer we had on the property, but
yeah.
he's probably around 130, 135-inch deer out there. And missed him. I was kind of bummed. Whatever. At least he's not hurt. Rewind to this past season, he shows up again. And now that obsession bug's starting to kick in.
Yep.
Like, okay, it's redemption time. It was December 28th. My son and I went out to hunt because that deer was coming through the same area. Actually, let me rewind again. I go out late season after him last year for round two, try to
Hmm.
get him with my bow, and he sheds his antlers on camera while I'm hunting him still.
Oh, dude.
So,
I mean,
like,
that's cool. You can
no,
go grab the sheds, but man,
actually
that's
never found him. We never
what?
found him. Yeah. So he
How?
shed. I mean, it's not like he dropped him like in front of the camera. Like
Oh,
he's just
oh,
come walking by, and like all of a sudden he's a fresh half rack. It's like,
I
dang
got
it.
you.
So we go back this late season to hunt him again, and it was, I think it was like 20 degrees. It was snowing, rain mix, and it was like 30-mile-per-hour winds. And I told my son, I said, that buck's going to be here tonight. And I
Man.
said, you get the first opportunity if you want. If you want to, you go out there. I said, you're going to have to hold tight. It's going to be brutal,
Yeah.
but if you want to take a shot, it's up to you. You go for it, or if not, dad's going in to get, to do his thing.
You don't take him, I will.
He
That's
goes, he's just turned 16. He's like, all right, dad, I'll do it. I'm going out. I mean, brutal conditions. He gets out there, and within, I think it's 45 minutes later, I get the phone call, Dad, he's dead. He's dead. He ended up
dude, that's
killing him. It was a 137-inch 8 point he got. He was his biggest buck and just absolutely beautiful deer. And it was really cool to see his excitement.
yeah.
Like he's up in a tree going, oh, I can't climb down. I can't feel my hands. Like,
That's the best, man. And especially in Ohio too. I mean, Ohio the past few years has just been I mean, I've said before, I feel like Ohio is turning into the new Iowa. You know, it
oh,
it
there's so many huge deer. A good buddy
well,
of
I
mine
think
killed one that was just fractions of an inch under 200, last year. Just beautiful deer out there.
I demand a recount. Yeah,
So
that's
he's like, I
I don't
just
buy it.
missed it.
Yeah, I don't buy it. No, I think honestly, and I hate to even give him this type of credit, but once the Alexander Buck stuff happened, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people realized like, oh wait, Ohio still got it. I mean, I know the hole in the horn buck came out of Ohio, and so they can clearly grow crazy deer. I mean, I've seen tons of giants come out of there, but I mean, Lee killed his 212, what,
Yep.
2 years ago, and it's just I've been looking at like out of state hunts Iowa's kind of always been the, maybe one day kind of thing, but it's so hard to get up there. Got permission on 100 acres in Wisconsin, and like that,
Awesome.
dude, that is, I mean, that's where the Jordan buck came from, and then
Yeah.
Ohio starts cranking them out, and I'm like, God, man, Georgia
I've
needs to
been
catch
hunting
up.
Ohio. I've been hunting Ohio. This would be 26 years now. Um, so I've been hunting it almost my whole hunting life because my
Yeah,
uncle owns some property and they just manage it right. It's managed right. The rules are right. Like the trespassing rules help a ton for private property
yeah.
where you still have people walking on. Like it's just managed properly. No rifles, so slug only or inline. So like there's some good rules in there that keeps that herd strong.
So, have you ever had a 200 on camera?
No,
No, really. What part of,
no,
so where are all
Eastern
these
Ohio.
big Eastern?
I'm in
Got it.
Eastern Ohio. Our biggest one we've probably seen is in the 80s, or around that.
That's big enough.
Then, but a lot of them are like southwest Ohio, southern
Uh,
Ohio.
okay. That
You get
makes
into
sense.
that rural land. Yeah, they just kill some hammers. It's awesome. I had
That's
some guys
amazing.
at the Indiana attack event this year. I was just walking out the course, clearing the course,
Yeah.
start talking, and he's like, "I'm like, oh, where are you guys from?" Oh, he's like, "We're from Ohio." He's real humble, real soft-spoken guy.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I'm from Ohio." I'm like, "Oh, I know Ohio. What part?" He's like, "Oh, I can't remember the county he gave me." He's like, "Oh, you're in Eastern Ohio." He's like, "What's big? What's considered big out there?" I said, "Well, I mean, my definition of big is definitely going to be different than somebody else's." But
Yeah.
if we see something in the 50s or above, we're super pumped. Like that's a dream deer to chase. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, so what about you?" He goes, "Well, we don't shoot anything under 170." I'm like, "Well, how often do you shoot one?" He goes, "I shot this nice one last year, 198." Shows me this
Oh my
giant.
gosh, dude.
I'm like, "Yeah, it's different where you're at."
That's so crazy, man. I mean, I'm originally from Illinois, right?
Oh,
So
okay, sweet.
yeah, like Schaumburg area. I think it was south or something from Chicago. And where I told Cody this, but like where I live, there was a game preserve you couldn't hunt. And me and my dad used to go watch the deer in the field all the time. I've seen probably a few 200 inchers just go at it because
Oh,
there's no
that's insane.
pressure. They have
Yeah,
all the food they need. There's no pressure. And it's a huge change going from that to down here in Georgia where a 200 is like a once in a decade thing. Now, if you're Lee Ellis, that's a little different, but
yeah,
it's it's just crazy to hear stuff like that and think that, you really could drive 12 hours and go chase a 200
yeah.
or at least go chase a 180. I mean,
I mean, they're there.
I had Cody Idle on yesterday. And we were talking about his new movie that's coming out. Um, about the general and the deer that we talked about the whole time. I'm just thinking, I'm like, dude, I'll never see something like this. But then
Yeah,
I thought
that
about it
thing's
again. I
so
was like,
big.
yeah, well, and it's like we talked about the hole in the horn. It's Ohio. All it is to get an out of state tag and go up there. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like you
the
never
the
know.
adventure's in front of you. You just got to go do it. Yeah,
Exactly. It's just crazy, man. So I don't know. I'm getting more hyped. I mean, I had the realization today is July 1st,
yeah.
and that
Coming
means
quick, man.
yeah, deer season's in for us, it's in 2 months. And I've been saying for 2 weeks now, I'm gonna go hang my stand. And then of course God's like, yeah, you're gonna have to wait because you got 100-degree weather coming. And
Yes, brutal temps.
yeah, so I was at work and I'm like, God, dude, I need to go do this stuff, but I don't want to pass out hanging out of a tree, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. But look, man, dude, I appreciate you coming on here. I have to give you more flowers. I know I've been giving you flowers this entire episode, but as a fellow bow hunter that refuses to use a gun, I don't know if you refuse. I refuse. I won't do it.
I'm
Um,
not. I'm not anti-gun. I just.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, neither am
Oh, this.
I.
Hold on. Turkey hunting. No, the turkey and the compound bow. I have issues with personally.
Really?
I just cannot connect the dot. I always mess up something. So
Huh.
they get a 12 gauge. Yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
take a shotgun out for the birds.
that's fair. That's fair. I have to give you the respect that's deserved by you said you started bow hunting at 12. I mean, I've killed one deer with a gun. You haven't killed any with a gun. All your deer are bows. I mean, that's respect.
Well, well, thank you. But a lot of it's also due to even where I hunted. Because like, hunting some of these suburban areas, you just can't pull a rifle out and go hunt
Yeah.
after school. Yeah, so it was just, I don't know, you got good with it, and I think there was a span of like 12 years, a buck of a bow every year, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And like all of a sudden you're like, now you're obsessed. Yeah.
That's so crazy, man. I love it. I love hearing someone that kind of has I don't want to say the same way as me because I always get every single deer season, man. All my buddies are like, yeah, well, rifle season's in October, so we're gonna put the old bow down and grab the boomstick. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not. And they'll get on to me. They're like, man, you'd kill more deer if you shot a gun. I was like, yeah, but I wouldn't. It wouldn't be the same. Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I've said it before, but like when you kill something with a bow, there's a different feeling you get than when you kill it with anything else. You know?
Oh, that's what I got hooked to. I
Yeah.
got hooked more to the challenge of just how close can you get. Like one year, I'm like, I'm not even gonna go out of a tree stand. We're just going straight up on the ground, see what we can shoot, and that
Jeez.
was fun. Got that
Yeah.
out of my
Hey,
system. Not doing that anymore unless I
I
have
was
to.
gonna
Yeah.
say, dude.
Excuse me.
I've been hunting out of stands now for 4 years. Yeah, since I killed him. And
Yeah,
I,
beautiful
I've
buck.
I've tried. I've tried. I've had chances on public and all right, so I'll tell you one more story. You tell me if I should have taken this shot. Um, it was opening day, okay? Georgia, 90 degrees. I walk a mile back on public
Yeah, you're
and
slimy.
oh, it was bad. And I get in this one little oak flat, and I'm thinking, okay, I know that I've seen deer here. I've seen them on camera. I've scouted them and all that. So I'm sitting in this tree, and I don't remember if I just didn't hook the tree stand up correctly or what, or maybe I was just having an off day. But I tried climbing this tree, and it didn't feel right. And so I spent about an hour. I just couldn't figure it out for whatever reason. I spent an hour trying to be, quiet, try to get set up, feel comfortable. I'm maybe
Sure.
15 feet off the ground. And I finally say to hell with it. Right. So I get down, I make a ton of noise. I try to, strap everything together, but I couldn't do it. And so my tree stand's literally half hanging together. I've got stand on one side, my bow on the other side, and I'm done. I'm going back to the truck. I'll see the boys when it gets dark. And so I'm about maybe three-quarters of the way back to the truck, and I round this corner, and I'm pissed. I'm like so
Yeah.
mad, right? I'm like, dude, this is
You're
a horrible, yeah, it's like a horrible start to the
the,
season.
the mood is set. Yeah.
Yeah. And I round this corner and there's this doe 40 yards away. And I thought, oh, great, she's gonna run off, right? Because I'm thinking everything else has gone wrong. Of course, I see a deer, and that's just what's gonna happen. She didn't even move. In this bright, broad daylight, she does not move. And I go to slowly put the stand down, makes a ton of noise when I hit it or when it hits the
Oh
ground.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And she's just watching me like, what are you doing, dude? And I get my bow and I pop the arrow off, knock it, I clip on, and I go to draw back. And then she just kind of flickers her tail and just walks on away. I tried to follow her, and that's when I learned that you can't follow deer in Georgia. So I guess my question is, do you think I should have just maybe tried to take the shot, or with everything else that was bad, did I make the right decision?
I think you made the right decision.
Okay. Okay. There's a closure I needed.
So I have purposely, if I've had a bad season or a bad day, I put the release in the pocket that I can't get to. So I'm stream beeline out of the woods because that's
Yeah.
happened too many times.
Dude, it was just one of those. And I think that's the same year I actually killed this deer. So it's like, and that was the second week of season. So you start the season off really crappy, and then it's like the best season I've ever had. It's
Yeah.
just one of those things, man. Every time I go scout over there and I walk that same path, I remember that. And I'm like, dude, I was so stupid. I was like, I should have just slowed down and figured everything out. And instead I got mad. So
No,
yeah.
those stories happen more often than they don't. So that's what makes it fun, though.
Oh,
Just
dude, you want to
enjoying
talk about
time out there.
yeah, you want to talk about one of the times that I almost gave it all up was the second time I saw that buck I hunted for 2 years. I'm not going to go into it. It's a really long story. Let's just say that he showed up at last light, came from the opposite direction, and my bow had touched the ground twice.
Oh,
You can probably figure out what happened. If I've
I,
ever wanted, if I've ever wanted to swan dive off of a tree stand, it was it. But man, look,
I,
thank you
I
for
feel
coming
it.
on. This episode was a lot of fun. I hate that it took us so long to get it together, but you
No, thank
guys,
you.
yeah, of course, you guys at TAC have created a monster, but like the best type of monster that could ever exist. Because
Well, thank you.
you are probably well aware archery is very therapeutic, right? And
100%.
to take that and make us actually work for it, the challenge side of it, I love it. So I kudos to you, kudos to Sean, kudos to everybody at the TAC team for what you guys put on every year. And if you don't hear it enough, thank you, because
Oh, thank you.
it literally is like what I look forward to every year. Like we're planning on taking a
Well,
whole weekend next year. So
I'd love to hear it. It's we appreciate the kind words, and we thank yourself and everybody out there that comes joins us, because I mean we can't function if you people aren't there.
yeah.
And it's just awesome to see people coming together, making new friends, and just growing the sport in a fun way. And hopefully we can keep that rocking for a long time to come.
Hey, if it's still around when I'm 70, I will be taking my hover around up those mountains. I'll tell you that right now.
I hope I'm around when you're 70.
Awesome, brother. Well, thank you for coming on. Dude, we'll have to do this again. Talk more deer.
Please, anytime. Let's do it.
Awesome, man. Well, guys, remember, Christ is king, so go read your Bible and go shoot your bow.
Amen.